right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm your host, Josh Taylor, in tonight for Rich Walsh. Got a few things we want to get to. Of course, Pirates come up with the win tonight against the Padres, 2-1 effort, really close game. But before we get to that, within the last 10 minutes or so, news that just broke, the Penguins have made their selection in the 2019 NHL draft in the first round, the 21st overall pick. It is Samuel Poulin. He is the guy, 18-year-old left winger out of Quebec. He played on the Canadian junior national team in this year's World Juniors. He also played with Sherbrooke Phoenix in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. He had 29 goals, 76 points this past season with Sherbrooke Phoenix. 18 years old, like I mentioned, a younger player, but it looks like he's a guy that's going to be expected to help the Penguins out somewhere down the road. Now, Jim Rutherford was interviewed at the draft right after the pick, and they asked him specifically what he expects from this particular pick and how his feelings were about this draft. And he said he felt it was time that they needed to get some more prospects back into the system. So it looks like Samuel Poulin is the guy. He actually becomes the first Penguins first-round draft pick since Kasperi Kapanen back in 2014. That shows you just how much the Penguins have been doing trading first-round picks. To help me discuss that and some other things, Gene Collier joins me in studio from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Gene, good to have you back again.
Josh, thanks for having me.
I'm not going to quiz you on Samuel Poulin since the ink hasn't really dried yet on that pick. But Let's talk about Jim Rutherford's comments. He talked about how he wants to get some more prospects and try to get some more talent flushed back into this system. And it looks like he's looking for some youth maybe to flush back into the system, since a couple of the younger guys that were better prospects in the system are kind of with the big team now or working their way towards it.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, Jim Rutherford had this in mind with some of the moves he made in the middle of last year, recognizing that the Penguins have kind of rid themselves of a lot of young players, a lot of prospects specifically. So I'm not surprised that he would have those comments after this pick. And the Penguins do have to do that. They're not one of the deeper teams in terms of prospects, so this is a good move.
And in fairness, if we're talking about the depth in this organization, yes, we know the core is Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang. We know that's the core. But then you have the secondary guys, the Matt Murrays, the Brian Rusts, the Jake Gensel, who became a 40-goal scorer in this league. Second wave as far as talent. Then you have the Zach Aston Reeses and the Teddy Blugers. That's probably your third wave of talent. So you're going to have guys that still need to be further down the pipeline when you get a couple more years down the road. So to bring in a guy like Poulin, who, by the way, appears to be a goal-scoring winger, right. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, Gene, but they at least have some kind of talent as far as scoring goals in the pipeline. That's at least something. You're not expecting anything right away, but it's at least something to look forward to down the road.
Yeah, I mean, when you see the numbers like Samuel had, that indicates some kind of goal-scoring touch. And the Penguins have been pretty fortunate with this over the years. Almost everybody they've brought up from Wilkes-Barre contributed. They didn't always sustain the contributions, but they appeared to be ready to play.
All right, let's switch over. We talked Pirates, we mentioned just a few moments ago. 2-1 win against the Padres. Joe Musgrove on the mound tonight. I think it was 8 days between starts since he had last started in Atlanta when that whole fiasco went down. But he comes out in the mound, 7 innings, strikes out 8, gives up 1 run on a solo home run by Manny Machado. Can't really fault him for that. He's done that to a lot of pitchers just in a short period of time. But Joe Musgrove looked really strong tonight. The thing that stuck out to me, that slider was biting hard. He was getting a lot of swings and misses. He was getting a lot of calls, a lot of strikeouts on it. He struck out the first 4 batters he faced in this game, and he actually mentioned it. He said, his legs kind of didn't feel right. He felt maybe a little bit off, but by the time he got on the mound, everything was working, and he got stronger as the game went on.
Well, the thing that stood out to me, Josh, was that the Pirates got a really good performance from the starting pitcher, which they usually don't. There's been far too little of that. Now it's up to Chris Archer to, kind of continue that tomorrow night. I have no faith in that he'll do it, but if he does, that'll be three in a row, and I guess 5 out of 6, right?
It looks like we could be talking about a small little surge here in June. The last time we saw a surge right before the All-Star break going towards the trade deadline, they ended up making some decisions that some people didn't like in hindsight. So it does kind of give you a little bit of pause when they do things like this. What we'll do in the meantime is we will take a break. We come back. We got to talk about Josh Bell. He's a finalist for the MLB All-Star Game amongst National League first basemen. So we'll talk about that when we come back. Stick around.
Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.